Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're doing a little bit of a mindset breakdown here. We're talking about competition anxiety and some of the pressures that come along with competing in sport or in CrossFit specifically. If you're watching this video, you've probably done a competition before and you have probably felt extremely nervous before that competition. The first thing we want to start off with is that is a good thing. It means you care about what you're doing. It means you care about the work that you have just put in and you're ready to test your abilities. Nerves are never a bad thing, and here at Blacklisted, we like to tell our athletes that they earned the right to be nervous. You did the work, and you either qualified or signed up for the competition, so you earned the right to have those nerves. So that's kind of the first thing we want to start working to shape our mindset around, is those nerves are a good thing. Isn't what you are feeling. If you're not feeling nervous inside of your workout, you probably need to reevaluate what you're doing, whether this is the hobby for you, whether you care enough, why you're actually doing these competitions. You should care enough about these competitions to have those nerves, and then working on restructuring and reshaping your mindset around them. So we kind of chatted about a little bit about how to restructure that, but these nerves can really lead you down two paths. So a better performance or an underperformance. People that have better performances can learn to use those nerves and cultivate those nerves into a higher level of focus. And ultimately, this is what performance comes down to, is your ability to focus on things. Or an underperformance, which you're letting those nerves dictate what you are thinking versus you dictating your thoughts and using the nerves as a performance enhancer. We're going to focus a little bit more on the underperformance today, and then try and teach you guys how to use some tools to get you into a little bit better performance with those nerves. And there's two types of things that people tend to focus on when their nerves are controlling their thought process. It's external pressure and internal pressure. External pressure comes from family, friends, coaches, media even. And these are things that are external sources that the athlete can't really control, but are constantly there and providing feedback to the athlete. The biggest thing about our friends, family, and coaches is preemptively having conversations about your performances and how you want to interact with your family. A lot of the times our family will unknowingly say things or put external pressure on us, or say things about how great we're doing, how good the competition's going to be for us. Oh, this workout's going to be awesome for you. We have to remember that we're the athlete, they're the spectator. We know the sport, they don't know the sport. So when you hear these things, you kind of take it with a grain of salt and brush it off and come back to maybe something about like, hey, I'm only going to focus now on what my performance is, or what my execution is going to be, and then fire back with something along the lines of what I'm going to do to execute well in this workout. So that's kind of a coping mechanism for external pressures. And same thing with the media. If they're saying stuff about how great this athlete is, et cetera, we have to remember, like, the work's not done yet, and we have to focus on that work and get that work done in order for us to have a great competition. So the focus always needs to be on what's the next step, what's my execution, and what is my effort going to be. All right, the next thing that we have to focus on is our internal pressure. So this is our expectations, thinking we have to do something in a workout, or even perfectionism, where if we don't perform something to perfection, like what we had written down on paper, we're SOL, shit out of luck, and now we're going to have an underperformance. These things, I think, hold a little bit truer for CrossFitters because they are so type A. We have put a lot of internal pressure on ourselves. What we have to remember is that our expectations need to be put into three things. We're going to give our best effort, we're going to execute as best as we can, and then we're going to focus on things that will improve our performance. So those are the three things that you can control inside of expectations. You can't control the leaderboard, you can't control your judges, you can't control what your competition is doing on a said movement. There's really only three things that you can control: effort, execution, and focus when you get out onto the competition floor. So when we teach the athlete that those are the three things that they can control and focus on only those three things, the expectation starts to be around focusing on those things rather than I need to place this in this workout. I need to do this in this workout. I need to do my ring muscle ups unbroken. And that kind of brings us into that second point, is having to do something in the workout. A lot of times people will focus on, I have to do 10 unbroken chest to bar pull-ups or 10 unbroken ring muscle ups because that's what my competitors are doing, or that's what I think I need to do to get a good score on the workout. In reality, we need to do what we're capable of. So you don't have to do anything but what you're capable of doing inside of that workout. Restructuring the mindset to, hey, what am I gonna have to do to get my best score on this workout is crucial for that. And then we're bringing that focus onto doing that specifically. And then perfectionism is, this one is really, if you have a plan, understand that that plan is going to go to shit in the middle of your workout, and being okay with changing that plan on the fly. You're going to feel different than you thought you were going to in the workout. You might honestly feel better and have to go faster in the workout. You might feel worse and have to slow it down. You might have to break things up a little bit more. There's a lot of different things that happen in the middle of workouts, and being okay with changing what you had game plan wise kind of breaks that perfectionism mindset. And that goes back to kind of our execution and focusing on executing and then understanding our bodies. So this one involves a little bit of practice, especially if you are a type A perfectionist personality. It's going to take some time to break that habit. So the big thing that we want to kind of like reiterate is that the pressure and the anxiety never go away for CrossFit, and there's always going to be something that you have to focus on and get better at. These are kind of just 3 internal pressures that you might have or experience inside of a workout or inside of a competition, but there's a plethora of others that will present themselves. And kind of one thing about mindset is there's no one perfect mindset, and nobody has the right recipe to mindset, and everybody is a different puzzle to developing the best mindset for themselves. So it's an ever-evolving game. It's an ever-evolving process, and you could have a great mentality and a great mindset towards sport, be focused, execute well, give your best effort on everything, and one little thing could happen, and all of a sudden you have to rebuild that back up. Seen it time and time again where athletes are just at the peak of their game, and then all of a sudden, they might lose, or they might take a break, come back, and now all of a sudden they're having to redevelop those tools and those mindset devices to get better at competing. So we're going to leave you with one tool to help you develop a better focus, and that is a mantra. So these mantras are going to be key for helping you get back on track in order to perform your best and focused on things that you need to be focused on. Those 3 things, effort and two things, effort and execution. So whenever you start to feel yourself kind of letting the anxiety emotion take control of your thoughts and like dictate what you're thinking, you can flip it. You can start to repeat a mantra to yourself: change the channel, change the channel, change the channel, turn the dial, turn the dial, turn the dial. Something like that until you start to bring yourself back into focus on, hey, this is what I'm going to do in this workout. This is the effort that I'm going to bring on this workout. I know my limits. I know what it feels like. I know I'm going to get to that point, and really try to start to develop a better focus of what you can control and not the things that you can't control. This is a long topic, guys, and there are plenty of professionals out there that can help you with this. This is just something that we kind of work on with our athletes in person. There are a lot of conversations that you have to have as a coach with your athletes about developing this. It takes getting to know the athlete from the start, building a relationship with them, figuring out what motivates them, what doesn't motivate them. So this is kind of just the tip of the iceberg. And then there's like a whole other realm that kind of goes on with understanding and then slowly changing the mindset of the athlete. So hopefully this gives you guys kind of some good insight, good feedback, or good information for how to start dealing with the nerves of competition. And you can start to kind of use that mantra to develop a better focus for when you go out to the competition floor. So good luck, guys. If you have any questions, let us know.